بالقرآن اهتديت في رحبه تحلو الحياة شوقا إلى المولى أتيت أسلمت روحي للإله بالقرآن اهتديت في رحبه تحلو الحياة شوقا إلى المولى أتيت أسلمت روحي للإله.
I'm 31 years of age. I reverted to Islam since 2010. I'm currently working as an electronic and electrical engineer in the building services industry, and inshallah I will be able to travel the world and continue to spread the message of Islam. It started from when I was at school. I was taught a lot in class about black history, mainly regarding slavery and freedom fighters. This was something along the lines like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. These, in all respects, are great pioneers, and alhamdulillah, I'm blessed to have such a history and to understand it. So I started reading the Bible directly myself. Even the Quran, I started reading where I started to blossom into Islam. So I was already on my way to Islam without even knowing. And that's why I say sometimes it's funny how you're in the middle of a path or a journey, you don't quite know where you're going until you've got there, and you can look back on your path to see how you got there. Alhamdulillah, I'm glad I reached. To be honest, the first time and the second time I tried to read the Quran, I was trying to punch holes into it. I read the Bible, and the Bible I was able to discredit to a certain extent, and I wanted to do the same with the Quran. But reading this verse prompted me to try and find some form of text or something around which somebody had produced to create an ayat or a single line more beautiful than what had been produced in the Quran. I didn't find it. I still haven't found it, and I'm no longer looking for it. Alhamdulillah. We went into the masjid, and an old sister took my wife to where the sisters pray, and as soon as the first time my head touched the ground, I didn't come back up. For how long, I'm still unsure. I don't know if I was there for 2 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know if Sammy prayed all 4 and then finished. I'm not sure. But before I rose back up, I started to weep. I started to cry. And I didn't feel like I was crying. I felt like I was crying from inside. And it felt like somebody was asking me, or Allah was asking me, what am I looking for? What is taking me so long? I made my shahada. I felt light. I felt at ease. And knowing that I had done so much wrong, or I had sinned so much in the past, and just by saying my shahada, that I had shed those sins, and I was new to start again. It felt good, and my life since making my shahada has been on a balance. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I didn't revert straight away. I think it was about a year later that I reverted. My aim was to finish the Quran before I reverted. So I read and I asked questions. I met Osman Idris several weekends. We met a few people. They tried to give me dawah. Some was good, some was bad, but I'm very strong-minded, and I needed to see it for myself. Read the book itself. It's to read the Quran and understand it as a whole text rather than individual blocks of text. When you do this, the message of Islam can clearly be misguided and clouded. And this is why nowadays we get a lot of misconceptions about Islam. The Quran means to me is a wholehearted blessing which I've been shined upon. The Quran for me is like a beacon of light which shines in darkness. The Quran for me is something which I read when I'm feeling happy, when I'm feeling sad, and when I'm feeling lost. The Quran for me is everything. It is my whole life. It is not just a law and it's not just a way of life. The Quran for me is everything.